For years, the gently flowing river Okura has supplied the Agoro irrigation scheme with water, giving life to the thirsty farmlands in Agoro sub-county in Lamore district. Located some 8 kilometers away from the South Sudan border, Agoro was once regarded as the northern food basket, supplying northern Uganda and parts of South Sudan with abundant food. But today, it has become a shadow of its past. Locals here are now grappling with food insecurity due to low crop production resulting from the failure by the irrigation scheme to supply enough water into the farmlands. Inapogo, 27-year-old mother of 4, is one of the 1,000 farmers affected in the situation. The Uganda government has been rehabilitating the Agoro irrigation scheme at the cost of 6 billion Uganda shillings since last year by elevating it from the use of open canals to hydraulic methods to ease access to water to cater for the increasing population. The first rehabilitation was completed in 2013 at 27 billion shillings, but Thomas Upora, the scheme superintendent, cited defects in the scheme cannot allow easy flow of water into the gardens.
The canal was too deep, where if the water to fill up that canal, so you will find one line of canal can swallow most of the water. And the other side may be lacking water, the other side may receive little water, because most of the water get drained within the canals and literally entered in the farmland. That's how it affected the farmer. The production went down compared to their local arrangement before those days. They were using locally traditional method.
At the moment, some farmers, especially rice growers, have decided to relocate their gardens elsewhere. While rice requires a lot of water to grow, it fetches more money on the local markets than other crops, and it is one of the priority crops by the government for domestic consumption and export. But several farmers have switched from rice to less water-consuming crops such as maize, beans, eggplants, and cabbage.
Tungulu. Fresh produce je mo ma pero por ken chalo dek mala por la por ne ken mati don ka kamere kere ano je ma don romo rio pe kar ma laje pe pero me luoro anoni romo wero je na bale okay.
Other farmers whose gardens are located near the river banks have decided to switch back to the informal irrigation methods as they wait for the schemes to be completed as they struggle to adapt to the adverse effects of climate change.
What UNP man any irrigation scheme polka bola ka work canal dum for.
Just like in Agoro, many farmers in developing countries like Uganda struggles to grow crops due to effects of climate change like the changing rainfall patterns. And farmers living near water sources often struggle to effectively water their farmlands due to lack of effective irrigation infrastructures. For Uganda, the National Irrigation Master Plan study conducted in 2011, as reported by the Nile Basin Initiative, projected that the hectares of irrigated land would increase by 33,750 hectares by year 2035. Uganda irrigated land has been increasing by an average of 37% per year since 1989. But as farmers continue to expand their land for cultivation, the demand for water for farmlands and energy requirements is also rapidly increasing amidst a growing population. At the Nile basins, approximately 5.4 million hectares of land is irrigated for farming purposes, supporting more than 250 million people, according to the Nile Basin Initiative. Recent studies by the Nile Basin Initiative suggest that water harvesting technologies such as recycling and reuse of water, implementation of water deficit irrigation, and improving crop pattern can help save water while increasing irrigations. Globally, Uganda ranks as the 10th most vulnerable country to climate change and the 35th less prepared to combat its effects, according to Notre Dame Global Adaptation Initiative Index 202 report. In Agoro, massive tree cuttings for timber and charcoal burning has been a problem, and this has altered the microclimate and disrupted the rain cycle of the farming village, according to
chăm chẹt bên họ trả, at the carni, mua chue bị đuôi chiên, mua bị chiên, anh quay cái nào pila anh mua pila để phải cari, phải chue mà bè, yam chọn mer cọt chue ở trả, đi đồng phải qua nghêu ngõ mà đồng thì là cái phật cọt.
Car mo karangej, no bunga mo iken mangat mo wa no pere. Mario, no wan watiki yen mo no wan pu tongi. Ano komberne, ge pero matie population number pa dano do duongo. Madong pol dano in area mo borwa kan pole gi tiyo gi yen. Tigi dul mo jo mo matie mage wa maka. Achela mage wa gi tero kere.
Environmental scientists are advising farmers to adopt modern farming methods to maximize their production.
It's true, we accept that there's been a change in pattern of rainfall. We have little water shortage. The rains do not come at the right time, and when they come it's little, or sometimes we have extremes, too much, too little. What can farmers do? It's not only farmers, it is the farmers, institutions, governments, and the likes. It's a collective effort to see that we use water well, we conserve water and use it sustainably. One of the things that farmers are doing, or should do, I could say, on large-scale farms, we need to still embrace irrigation to supplement what is there. What else can they need to venture into research for like the institutions, the government, they need to do research on better crop types to suit what is already happening. More research should be done to come up with crops varieties that can withstand either the too much or the too little or the moderate, depending.
Others are also urging farmers to adopt cost-effective measures for replanting trees. Amidst all this, the farmers in Agoro are already frustrated as the rehabilitation of the irrigation scheme is delayed. Local leaders in Lamore district are also accusing contractors of failing to complete the projects on time.
For over 1 year, when the contract was awarded to one of the companies, by the time we had a meeting, they had only accomplished 24%, and this was very disastrous. We were scheduled to terminate that contractor from continuing with the work. But after consultations, we gave him stringent measures. I would like to urge my colleague who has taken over from me to put keen interest in this particular project, because of climate change.
Ministry of Water and Environment says it is unsure when the rehabilitation work will be completed, but they are urging the more than 10,000 farmers to remain patient.
The problem is the rehabilitation is quite unique. The type of materials we're using is very unique, very brittle, can break easily. They're like glass. It will take time. It has to go slow.
For now, farmers like Joyce Aya have no choice but to wait as their suffering gets worse. This special report is done by David Ukema, John Okot, with generous support from Infonile and Media in Cooperation and Transition in collaboration with the Nile Basin Initiative with support from GIZ.